Bonjourno everyone, it's me, Jackmammu. Hey, big face reveal. So guys, I figured I'd do a different episode this time. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links has been something on my channel for a little bit, and there's been some videos that got a lot of popularity. One of the big popular ones is all the cutscenes where you summon the monsters, and the other one is when you get some really cool cards in a pack. Well, for me, I'm an old-time player of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I actually collect the cards. So I figured for today's episode, I want to show you guys the one-turn kill Exodia deck. That's right, one-turn kill. There is an illegal version of this deck that I enjoy playing, and then there's the legal version, which is not as fun. But I'm going to show you guys the illegal version, and then the legalized version, so that way you can play this in tournaments if you ever wanted to. Let's look at the deck. So guys, the first 5 cards you'll need, of course, is Exodia. And then, what other cards are you going to need? We're going to move these out of the way. You need 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. After that, you need 4 Tuner Monsters. Now these cards, the Whitestone of Legend, are very powerful cards. What happens is if you send this card to the graveyard, you can bring a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. You will also need a Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, and you'll see why in a bit. You will need, and these are the illegal cards, 3 Pot of Greeds, because you gotta be able to draw 2 cards. You'll need Royal Magical Library. Now this card is an interesting monster. Every time you play a spell card, such as Pot of Greed, it puts a spell counter on this card. When you get 3 spell counters, you can discard the 3 counters and draw an extra card from your deck. You'll need a Pot of Duality. This makes you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, select one, and bring it to your hand. You will need a Summoner Monk. This is a last-ditch effort to get out the Royal Magical Library, but you will rarely need him. You'll need 3 Card of Connaissance, which allows you to discard a Tuner Monster from your hand to draw 2 cards. You will need 3 Trade-ins, which will have you discard a level 8 or higher dragon card to draw 2 cards. You will need 2 Graceful Charities, draw 3 cards, discard 2. 3 Magical Mallets. This allows you to select how many cards you want to keep in your hand and send the rest to your deck, shuffle them up, and redraw. You will need Toon Table of Contents, which are basically used to thin out your deck. You can look for your deck for another card that has Toon in its name and bring it up. 3 Upstart Goblins, which is to draw a card. 1 day apiece to draw a card, and a double summon to get a second Royal Magical Library out on the field. Now let's put this all up together. We're going to do it once with the real cards, and then a shout out to my brother. He's letting me use his cell phone to try out a Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulator app where we can do this and actually face someone. But we're just going to do a quick round to show you that this can become like solitaire. Sorry about that, guys. A little problem with the recording. Let's get started with our hand. So now we've got our 6 cards that we're starting off with. This is a great hand. So what we're going to first do is we're going to play Royal Magical Library up front. And the reason why we're going to do this, guys, is because we want to put spell counters on it. So we're going to first start by playing Pot of Duality. This will allow us to look at the top 3 cards in our deck, select which one we want, and add it to our hand. So as of this point, I will probably want to do Card of Connaissance because that will allow me to continue thinning out the deck. Put the cards back up, reshuffle, and we continue on with the game. Play Card of Connaissance, allows us to discard Whitestone of Legend, and we draw 2 cards. Then, because we discarded White Stone of Legend, it allows us to bring a Blue Eyes White Dragon to our hand. Since this hand doesn't have any much more promising cards, we are going to play Magical Mallet, and I'm going to keep a Magical Mallet in my hand. But we'll send these 4 cards back into my deck, reshuffle, and draw 4 new cards. Cards do not want to shuffle well. So we draw 4 new cards. Good hand. We'll bring Magical Mallet back, activate Royal Magical Library's effect, discard the 3 spell counters to draw a new card. Let's play Trade-In, discard Blue Eyes White Dragon, that's going to be our spell counter, to draw 2 cards. Play Card of Connaissance, discard White Stone of Legend, draw 2 cards. Look through our deck, bring another Blue Eyes White Dragon to our hand, Pot of Greed, draw 2 cards, send these 3 away, draw a card. So guys, this is going to look pretty much that we've got this in the bag. So let me show you how the next few turns are going to work. We're going to play 2 Table of Contents, and I'm not going to shuffle anything as of this point because what we're basically doing is playing 3 Toon Table of Contents in a row, and that will ultimately bring out the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Shuffle up, discard the 3 spells, draw another card. We'll keep track of our Exodia pieces. So we got 2, and we've got plenty of more cards we can play. Let's play Pot of Greed, draw 2 more cards. Another Pot of Greed, draw another 2 cards. Trade in, throw out the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, draw 2 more cards. Trade in, throw out the other Blue Eyes, draw 2 more cards. Send out these 3, draw another card. We're going to have some fun, play Double Summon, which allows us to bring forth another Royal Magical Library into our hand. Play Card of Connaissance, discard the Tuner card, draw 2 cards. Upstart Goblin, draw another card. Now this one's technically at 3 and this one's at 2. I'm going to play another card, skip drawing for this card just so we can keep it all nice and easy. Play One Day at Peace, draw another card. Now both of these guys have 3 counters. I'm going to discard the 3 because now they both have 3 and I can draw 2 more cards. And that is all 5 pieces of the Exodia. Now I don't have any cool stuff, guys, so let me quickly cut to an animation of Dueling summoning Exodia. So guys, this is the app. Thank you. A big shout out to my brother Jackmammu, who's here to letting me use his iPhone that has the app. This app isn't available anymore. This app used to be out before Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelings came out, and my guess is Konami Games, the ones that own Yu-Gi-Oh!, sued them and said they had to take down the app, so that way it's not possible anymore. But my brother still has this version. Thank you. Big shout out to him. But this is the deck right here. As you see, we got the Blue Eyes, we've got the Exodia pieces, and we've got even the piece of Exodia. So let's go back, and we're going to test this out right now. Start up. Alright guys, so this is a pretty good start hand. We're going to normal summon Royal Magical Library, and then we're going to activate Toon Table of Contents. Bring another Toon Table of Contents to our hand, and he gets a counter. Activate again, bring another up to our hand, and it does the shuffle. Last one we can't do. Well, that's alright, because what we've got here are 2 discards. But before we do that, we'll activate Table of Card of Connaissance, draw 2 more cards. That brings another Blue Eyes to our hand. Activate, bring another card to our hand. And now we're going to activate... Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I'm actually going to quickly set Toon Table of Contents down. My brother, who's here, just gave me a great piece of advice. Activate Magical Mallet, send all of these cards back into our deck. And we draw 5 new cards. Because the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon was just put back into our deck, we can reuse Toon Table of Contents to bring the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon back into our hand. We've got 2 spell counters on him. We'll activate trade in, so we can discard Blue Eyes Toon Dragon to draw 2 more cards. We got 3 spell counters, draw another card. Activate trade in again, discard, draw another one. Activate 1 day of peace to draw a new card. And now we've got Card of Connaissance. Activate that. Send the White Stone of Legend. Bring another Blue Eyes to our hand, which is great because we have another trade-in. Activate trade-in. Discard the Blue Eyes. Draw 2 more cards. I am starting to get my hand a little full here, guys. So just to make things easy, I'm going to set down a Magical Mallet and a Pot of Greed to be safe. Now we're going to activate Upstart Goblin. Draw a card. We have 2 counters on it. Why not use Pot of Greed? Draw 2 more cards. Activate, draw another card. Play Pot of Greed, draw 2 more cards. Activate Upstart Goblin, draw another card. And what would be another good one? We have yet to really play all this, but let's just do this. We'll do Graceful Charity. We'll draw 2 cards. We're going to discard the Sorcerer because we already got a Royal Magical Library out. And now I'm also going to discard this Fire Wing Gale. The reason why is because we only have 3 Card of Connaissance, and we've already gone through all of our stuff. So now we're going to activate, draw another card to our hand, and then we're going to activate. This is what happens, guys. You just get so full, and it's such a small screen that sometimes you can't reach the card you want. So I'm going to set another Magical Mallet down. Finally, we can reach it. Play Card of Connaissance. Draw 2 more cards. There's only 2 cards left in our deck. We're going to play Pot of Greed. We draw 2 cards. And once again, let's do a cutscene to Exodia. Well guys, that was the simulator of the Exodia deck, and I've shown you how it could work. Now some of you may be asking, this is great, but what if I wanted to play a legal version of it? Well guys, here are your simple substitutions right here. You will be getting rid of 5 cards to replace them with these. The cards that you will be getting rid of are your Graceful Charities, because they have, I'm trying to show you the cards you're going to replace. You will be replacing your 2 Graceful Charities for Hand of Destruction, and you will be swapping out your 3 Pot of Greeds for the Thunder Dragons. You may be wondering why. What are these cards? Well, Hand Destruction works similar to Graceful Charity. With Graceful Charity, you draw 3 cards, discard 2. With Hand Destruction, you send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, and you draw 2 more cards. So the ultimate thing is these cards are very similar. Now, Pot of Greeds, they're great, but you can't really find a substitute for them. So what do? You replace them with the Thunder Dragons. What the Thunder Dragons do is, if you have 1 in your hand, you discard it, and you can bring the other 2 to your hand, which then becomes great because you can use Hand of Destruction to continue your draw cycle. Well guys, this is going to end today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this new thing I was trying to do. Also, I hope you liked my mug because I did buy a USB video camcorder, and guess what? Now you're going to see my face in person as we rage to games like Clash Royale. I'm also thinking about getting maybe 1 or 2 horror games. I hate horror games, but apparently that's what some of you guys are requesting that I do, like the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, so yeah. Who knows, we might even be able to overthrow YouTubers like Markiplier, and I could become the king of Five Nights at Freddy. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave this episode here. If you guys liked what you see, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me if you played Yu-Gi-Oh when you were younger. And as always guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!